Hey everybody, Justin here, lead instructor at Drill Fitness, and this is Sam. Today we're going to talk about bike setup. It's really important that you get a great bike setup so you have an awesome, intense ride. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is discuss the saddle height and adjustments there. We'll also go to handlebar height, and then finally we'll get Sam on the bike, and hopefully you'll be doing the same, and we'll get you guys squared away with fine-tuning adjustments. Sound good? All right, let's start. So first thing that we've got to do is find the right approximate saddle height. So I'm going to ask Sam to show me her hip bone height and where her hip bone sits. And she's showing me it's right about there. So I'm going to go over and make the adjustment on the saddle down to her approximate hip height, which is right about there. And you'll notice you have numbers running up and down the column of the seat. You can just figure out your number 14 for now, okay? And that might change once I get you on the bike. Step number 2 is handlebar height. Now handlebar height's all about comfort. So when we get on the bike, a great starting point would be to have the handlebar in line with the saddle or just slightly higher than. Now do you have any chronic lower back problems? You're not pregnant? No? Okay, great. So she has no limitations at all. I can get her handlebar height down to pretty close to in line with her saddle. So I'm going to take it right down to about there, and that's pretty good. Okay, so we'll keep it there. We'll see how it feels for her once we get her on the bike. That's step 2. And again, you've got the numbers right there in the column. You're at number 3 right now. Great, so now we're ready to get on the bike so that we can hit point number 3, which is the fore and aft adjustments of both the seat and the handlebar, and then we'll make any fine-tuning adjustments with saddle height and or handlebar height as we do that. So, you ready to get on the bike?
Yes, I am.
Awesome, let's get on the bike. So she's just clipping in. Using the clips are great. If you don't have clips at home and you're using a cage, just make sure that the ball of your foot is right over the center of the pedal when you line that up. Okay? Great. So Sam's now on the bike. I'm going to have Sam take this front leg and drop it all the way down to the very bottom of the pedal stroke. And if I reference like the hands of time on a clock, she's down to where 6 o'clock would be on the hands of time. And what I'm looking at is this knee joint. It should have a minimum of 10-degree bend in the knee, and it should have a maximum of 15-degree bend in the knee. Any less than 10 degrees, and she's going to overextend her leg, and her hips are going to shift off to the side, causing rotation and potentially some lower back problems down the line. If she has more than 15 degrees of a bend in the knee, her saddle is too low, and that's going to cause over-tightness of the hamstrings, and also down the line, going to cause pain and discomfort. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at, and sure enough, right now she's got somewhere between a 10 to 15 degree bend in the knee. It's a nice soft bend. It's not too big and not too small. So her saddle height is 14 for sure. Okay. Handlebar height. Great. Let's take a look at the handlebar height. If you come down and grab onto the outside of the handlebars, can you relax your elbows and your shoulders? Great. So if she can relax her elbows and her shoulders without overextending or rounding, then this is a good height for her and in her ride. Now, does it feel uncomfortable at all?
Just a little bit.
Okay,
so I would say
just a little bit?
I would want it like a little bit higher.
Okay, great. So we'll see, it's all about comfort. So if she wants it a little bit higher, we'll try a couple notches there.
Yeah.
Does that feel better?
Yes.
Great. So now we've got a good comfortable feel for the handlebar height for Samantha. Okay, so we'll lock that in place for you. Now this handlebar set does have a fore and aft adjustment. And if you have a bike at home that has a fore and aft adjustment, what you want to do is you want to get it close enough to where when you reach out to here, you've got a 90-degree bend from the torso to the upper part of the arm. Okay? You can see that on Sam there. She's got a 90-degree from the spine to upper part of arm. That looks great. So if you don't have this fore and aft adjustment on your handlebars on your bike, when you reach out to what we call sprint position, you want to make sure that you have that 90-degree angle wherever you grab. So it might be further out for those of you that have longer arms. It might be closer back this way for those of you that have shorter arms. Cool. All right, ready to move on to the last step, and that's to make sure that we've got the fore and aft adjustment of the saddle ride. And to do that, Sam, I'm going to have you bring your front leg forward towards me to the 3 o'clock on the hands of time, or 9, depending on what side of the bike you are. So down just a little bit from where you are, Sam, right about there. Now I'm going to have Sam push the brake. Why don't you push your brake? Got it. Flatten the foot out. Okay, so it's just parallel to the ground. That's it. Yeah, just relax. And what I'm looking at is the center of the pedal, which is that black dot there, and where her knee is. Now those 2 points should line up, the kneecap and the center of the pedal. And right now they don't. You'll notice that kneecap is well beyond the center of the pedal. So that tells me right away we've got to adjust her saddle backwards. So I'm going to have Sam just stand up on your bike. And as I come around, I take this adjustment here, loosen it up, slide it forward, and tighten it back down again. So I'll have Sam sit back down one more time, bring that foot back out, and look at that 3 o'clock position. So bring it forward towards me a little bit more, let go of the brake. Oh, right up there. Okay, now hit that brake hard, hold it there. And sure enough, if you slide your hips right to the back of the saddle there you go. That's the best part to sit on anyway. It's the most comfortable part. You'll notice that the knee and the center of the pedal are now lined up. So she's got her knee right over the push point of the pedal, which is where you want it to be. So now when you pedal around, it should feel very comfortable.
Yes, it does.
All right. So that means that we've got the bike right. You can lock everything down, and we've got these knobs here that we want to twist to lock everything in place so that there's not a lot of vibration when you're riding. So there's 3 of them. You've got the handlebar, you've got the fore and aft of the saddle, and then the saddle stem. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll adjust those. Go ahead and stand up for me, Sam, one last time. There we go. Lock it on down. Okay. And we're lucky we've got a fore and aft adjustment of the handlebars. We'll make sure that's all tight. And we're all set, ready to ride. Okay, riders, just to recap our 3 points to a perfect bike setup. Number 1, make sure that your extension is no greater than 15 degrees and no less than 10 degrees at the bottom of the pedal stroke. Number 2, knee over the push point. That will ensure that the fore and aft of the saddle adjustment is correct, and that's at 3 and 9 o'clock. And then finally, handlebars, all about comfort. Make sure it feels right for you. If you start to feel any lower back pain, just raise the handlebars up a little bit from there, and you'll be good to go. I'm Justin. This is Drill Fitness, where intensity is addictive. Come join us at Bootcamp Ride. We'll see you there.